This is an extraordinary university, the University of Idaho. Just watching what happens through the higher educational experience is truly transformative.
Everybody comes here sort of with a blank slate. Then while you're here, it's the faculty you meet, the opportunities you have, the other students you meet that kind of gives you that inspiration of where do I want to go from here? And the cool thing about it is you can really go anywhere.
I have been able to get wherever I wanted to go from here with the foundation that I have.
The University of Idaho is value added. It's added value to them as an individual. It's added value to the community, to the state. So this is where you learn. This is where you develop the skills. This is where you develop the skills to be successful out in the workplace.
And when we talk about success at the university, we can talk about a lot of things, and people do, and they get sidetracked in some ways. We've got to talk about students. We're in the business of making students successful, and to do that, you got to inspire them to be great and to go on and try to be good citizens and make a difference in the world.
I really wanted a place that could raise the bar for me, could really challenge me and really help me develop into a thinker. And the University of Idaho definitely offered that to me.
The University of Idaho has changed my life as a student and now as a professor. And to be able to give even a small part of the education I received at the University of Idaho, I feel very honored to be a part of this community.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Inspiring Futures Invest in the University of Idaho campaign co-chairs, Richard and Sharon Allen and Jeffrey and Christine Stoddard.
Good evening, everyone. Rich and I are so pleased to welcome you to this wonderful celebration of our university, the University of Idaho. Now, we are here tonight for the public kickoff celebration of the most ambitious fundraising campaign the university has ever undertaken. The Inspiring Futures Invest in the University of Idaho campaign, a $225 million effort. From a personal standpoint, Rich and I are here because the university provided us an outstanding academic education, reinforced our core values, and introduced us to a set of lifetime friends. Quite simply, we want to pay it forward.
Because the University of Idaho is such a special place to Sharon and I, we are honored to serve as co-chairs for this very important campaign. And we are pleased to share that role with Jeff and Chris Stoddard.
We're delighted to have so many universities, alumni, and friends with us this evening. An ambitious campaign like this one cannot be achieved without the generous support of many. Thank you for your support of the university.
We would like to recognize a few special donors in attendance with us tonight who have made lead gifts to the Inspiring Futures campaign. Gary and Merrill K. Michael.
Howard and Terry Foley.
Tom and Tita Revley.
Bud and June Ford. We're sorry that June couldn't be here this evening, but Bud.
Idaho Wheat Commission, represented by Research Liaison Joe Anderson.
The DeVlieg Foundation, represented by Janet DeVlieg Pope.
Lighthouse Incorporated, represented by CEO Edward Hawkins.
Micron Foundation, represented by Micron Fellow Brent Keith.
United Dairymen of Idaho, represented by Executive Director of the Idaho Dairymen Association, Bob Narabout.
The J.R. Simplot Company, represented by Senior Vice President and CFO Annette Eld. Thank you all for your generous support of the University of Idaho. The leadership or quiet phase of the campaign has been underway for a few years now, and tonight we are excited to announce the dollar amount that generous alumni and friends have contributed to date to the Inspiring Futures campaign. Drum roll, please. $161,792,707.
That number's worth celebrating, yes? Is that number worth celebrating? Woo! Yeah! Here we go. Are you ready to party, people? Come on, it's a party tonight. How many people remember the 80s? Aren't afraid to admit it. You can say it with us now. Let's go. Celebrate good times. Come on. All right. Yeah, that's it. Celebrate good times. Come on. We got the idea. Well, there's a party going on right here. With Vandal Nation will last throughout the year. So bring your good times and your checkbooks too. We're gonna celebrate and donate with you. Come on now. Celebration. Woo! Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Are you having a good time tonight? Donation. We gonna celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. This flagship university, it's our treasure. Everyone around the dome, come on, let's go. Alumni, are you a vandal? Celebrate good times, come on. You know the words. Let's do it now. Celebrate good times, come on. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's all right. It's all right now. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. Are you celebrating? It's all right. Woo! Celebration. Let's celebrate. Celebrate. It's all right. Woo! Vandal Nation. Celebrate. Celebrate. It's all right. It's okay. Celebrate good times. Come on. 55 and feeling good. Woo! Yeah.
If you can dance like that at 55, you definitely should do it. We're more than halfway to our goal, and I think everybody should feel good about that. This is an exciting moment in the campaign. We still have much more to do to get to our goal of 225 million, but together we can inspire futures. We'll be returning to the program shortly, but please enjoy your meal and the performance by the Lionel Hampton School of Music Jazz Band 4 featuring the Hamptons.
How we doing out there, Vandal Nation? Enjoying your dinners, I hope. Well, don't let us intrude too much. We're only here to make your evening fantastic. Go Vandals, huh? Well, hey, we're here to make your night as vandalicious as possible. Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you could use some exotic booze, there's a bar in Far Bombay. Come on, fly with me, let's fly away. Come fly with me, we'll float down to Peru. In Llama Land, there's a one-man band, and he'll toot his flute for you. Come on, fly with me, we'll take off in the blue. Once I get you up there where the air is rarefied, we'll just glide starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near. You might even hear all the angels sing, 'cause we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day. Just say those words and we'll beat those birds down to Acapulco Bay. It's perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Once I get you up there where the air is rarefied, we'll just glide starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near. You might even hear all those angels cheer, 'cause we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day. Just say those words and we'll beat those birds down to Acapulco Bay. Well, it's perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. Come fly with me, let's fly. Back up, let's fly away. it's gonna hit. I said, baby, baby, it looks like it's gonna hit. You better come inside, let me teach you how to jive. And well, you gotta jump jiving, then you ain't 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 away. To get a pail. You know that Jack and Jill went up the hill to get a pail. You know that Jill stayed up. She wanted to learn how to drive it well. A woman is a woman and a man ain't nothing but a man. Oh, a woman is a woman and a man ain't nothing but a. Boy, just think about it. Knows how to drive it well. You gotta jump drive it. Then you ain't gotta jump jive it, 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 then you ain't away. You gotta jump jive it, then you ain't 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 away. You gotta jump jive it, then you ain't gotta jump jive it.
Gentlemen, please give a round of applause to the University of Idaho Jazz Band 4 featuring the Hamptones. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President of the Associated Students of the University of Idaho, Samantha Perez.
thank you all for being here this evening. I can't tell you how proud I am to be a Vandal. I'd like to take a few moments to introduce some of our very special guests in the audience tonight. Please hold your applause until all of the guests are announced. Idaho Lieutenant Governor Brad Little. Idaho Speaker of the House Lawrence Denny. Idaho State Senators Burt Brackett and Dan Johnson and State Representative Jim Patrick. Regent Bill Gosling and State Board of Education Executive Director Mike Rush. Latah County Commissioner Tom Stroshine. Moscow Mayor Nancy Cheney and City Councilmen Tim Brown, Wayne Krause, Tom Lamar, and Walter Steed. Faculty Senate Chair Paul Joyce. Staff Affairs Chair Anna Burton. ASUI President-elect Hannah Davis. Graduate and Professional Student Association President Kate Cobb and Vice President Mark Carrero. Student Bar Association Vice President Will Gunderson. And a special thank you to former University of Idaho presidents in attendance tonight, Elizabeth Zinzer, Gary Michael, and Stephen Daly Larson. Thank you all for joining us for this amazing celebration. For the past year, I have served as the ASUI president. The experiences and education I have gained here at the university have shaped me into the person that I am today and will serve me as I embark on the next chapter of my life. One of the honors of being ASUI president is getting to work with and learn from the 17th president of the University of Idaho, Dwayne Nellis. Every president can tell you about how much they care for their institution, but President Nellis, through his actions, has shown me and my peers how deeply dedicated he is to the University of Idaho. Last summer, I had the unique opportunity to join President Nellis and his wife, Ruthie, on the President's statewide leadership tour. At each stop, I saw them reaching out to all members of our university community, whether they were students, parents, faculty, or alumni. I saw his Vandal pride shine as he rallied the guests at each event. He is a dedicated leader to this university, one who wants each student to find his or her own path to success. His position as president of our university isn't just a job for him, it is his passion. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming University of Idaho President M. Dwayne Nellis.
Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much for your wonderful applause, and thank you, Samantha. Tonight is about our future, and with leaders like Samantha taking charge, the future certainly looks very bright. May I have a round of applause for Samantha and her outstanding leadership as president of our Associated Students, Samantha Perez. Before I begin my remarks, I'd like to again acknowledge Sharon and Rich Allen and Chris and Jeff Stoddard, our national campaign co-chairs. Like those leadership donors acknowledged earlier, I'd like to recognize them and all that they have contributed. These fantastic couples so willingly give their time, their treasure, and their boundless enthusiasm and advocacy for the university. It's truly an inspiration to work with them. I appreciate their friendship, their counsel, and their deep commitment to our university. They exemplify the unique Vandal spirit and the generosity of the Vandal family. I'd also like to recognize and thank the members of the University of Idaho Foundation Board of Directors and our National Campaign Cabinet. Will these people please stand, and let's give them a round of applause. They too have been extraordinarily generous with their time and treasure, and I appreciate their leadership very much. It is the leadership of all of you here tonight that will ensure that the University of Idaho, the state's premier land-grant flagship university, continues to lead our state and the state of our world. Tonight is a historic occasion for our great university. We're here to launch Inspiring Futures, our $225 million campaign that will propel the University of Idaho to new levels of achievement. Tonight is also a celebration of the extraordinary generosity and progress that has been underway for several years, thanks to many of you in this room. Since the campaign began 4 years ago, as you know now, we're at $161 million to the university to fuel our people and programs. Thank you for that. Now, as impressive as that sounds, it's a very real and lasting impact of those investments on the excellence of our university and students we serve that is so inspiring. Let me give you a few examples. Nearly 200 new endowments have been established since the beginning of the campaign, totaling more than $20 million. Thanks, yes, absolutely, thank you. And thanks to the Vandal alumni and friends, our university remains one of the most affordable and valuable, highest quality universities in the United States. More than $50 million has been contributed directly to support academic excellence and the work of our outstanding faculty, from academic program support to endowed faculty excellence funds and endowed professorships. We have faculty here who could be anywhere, but have chosen to be at the University of Idaho, and we're so proud of them. And we have some of them here tonight. Why don't they stand and let's recognize them, our faculty of the University of Idaho. Nearly $50 million has been contributed to direct student support, primarily through scholarships, but also through programs to support student success. And finally, as many of you know, the renovation of this great Kibbe Dome, the Haddock Performance Hall, and part of the Dan O'Brien track and other campus renovations are the result of more than $29 million in private contributions, and we thank you for that. In addition to upgrading these facilities for world-class events and athletics, the success of these projects has also provided momentum for our new Integrated Research Innovation Center, our next facility project and one of our top campaign priorities. This new building powerfully reflects our academic excellence, our research leadership, and our commitment to economic development, as well as our focus on hands-on student learning. As alumni, friends, and donors, you inspire us to do great things. And for many of you, your personal commitment comes from your belief in continuing the legacy of giving. There's an enormous power in this belief, the belief that the University of Idaho did so much for you as a person and a professional, that this place you call home, this community you belong to, this next generation of Vandals is something unique and transformative, something special and important. Here at Idaho, here in the Gem State, we have something truly special. I've never seen a student body as talented and energized, as service-oriented, as high-achieving as our students here at the University of Idaho. You've heard me describe them, that's right. You've heard me describe them in any number of ways. The first in their families to attend college, National Merit Scholars, Goldwater Scholars, hailing from every county in our state and from 80 countries across the globe. More than 70% of our students, more than 70%, are involved in some level of research or creative activity, and even more are involved in service learning. From those who work in our home state throughout the year, who travel the world to serve, to understand the impact of poverty, and better understand other people and other cultures. Now, in my inauguration speech 3 years ago, I outlined responsibilities as Idaho's leading international land-grant research university. Since then, we've made tremendous progress during challenging times. We've developed a bold strategic plan, Leading Idaho, that outlines our vision as a 21st century land-grant university. We have a strong leadership team, faculty and staff, and during a deep recession that has certainly been challenging, we've continued to invest in strategic areas that have moved our university forward. And we've done that in many arenas only through the visionary and generous support of each of you. We have stayed true to our mission, inspiring futures. Now today we're at the crossroads. We have a bold plan, committed people, and an extraordinary university. But the pace and impact of our progress absolutely depends on the continued investment of our state, our friends, and our alumni in 4 critical areas, our campaign cornerstones. And the funds yet to be raised over the next 3 years will support these cornerstones, and they include student success. We'll seek support for scholarships, internships, student engagement, and other programs. A second area is innovation and discovery. We'll seek support to attract and retain stellar faculty who are exceptional scholars and teachers. Endowed chairs and professorships are absolutely essential to this university. A world-class learning environment is our third theme. We'll seek support for the Integrated Research and Innovation Center, our new research building, and other facility upgrades. Our fourth theme is impact through partnerships. We'll seek support to build programs of distinction that serve our region, such as building a stronger WHAMI program, building the McClure Center to greater levels of impact as far as public policy research, and of course, the internationally recognized Lionel Hampton International Jazz Festival. Why a campaign and why now? The reason is simple. The future is in our hands. The future is in the room tonight, across the campus, and in over 70 locations across our state. It's the next generation of leaders. Our job, no, our responsibility, is to prepare our students to do great things and inspire them to lead. I believe that at the University of Idaho, we do this better than anyone else. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for what you're willing to do going forward to make this campaign a success and build a brighter future for Idaho, for our students, and for all of us. You inspire all of us at the University of Idaho, your University of Idaho. You are inspiring futures. Go Vandals!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome University of Idaho athlete and student of sociology, Trayshawn Robinson.
Go Vandals! Wow, this is really amazing. I mean, before I say anything, I want to say thank you again. This means so much to so many people. You guys really don't understand what you do for students and athletes. As a student athlete and member of the Vandal football team, I've looked out into the crowd here in the Kibbe many of times, and it's a little bit different. You know, I'm used to being in the middle, everybody looking at me, not directly like that, but it's fine. I have been a recipient of scholarships, and I have directly been affected by all your generosity to the University of Idaho. Thank you again. It means so much. You've given me tons of opportunities. It means so much to all the student athletes to be given a chance to do something they love in academics along with sports. I'm a criminal justice major along with sociology. I'll be graduating in the fall of next year. Thanks to all of you, I've been able to get outside. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks to all of you, I've been able to get outside and discover a totally different place in my home state of California. I've met amazing people who've made me feel Idaho has always been my home. Idaho is definitely different from California. You know, it's not as hot. You know, it's different, but but I love it, and I plan to live here after I graduate. Again, thank you again for this once-in-a-lifetime chance to broaden my horizons and really see what life has to offer. It's through private support from many of you here tonight that the university is able to enhance our programs and have a lasting impact on the lives of members of our Vandal family and beyond. A few of our distinctive programs include WWAMI, programs that provide medical education and training to students, residents, and practicing physicians throughout the vast state of Idaho. The James and Louise McClure Center for Public Policy Research promotes informed, knowledgeable public policy decisions on critical issues facing the state. And the Lionel Hampton International Jazz Festival has brought jazz masters together with elementary, junior high, high school, and college students to share and celebrate a truly American art form of music. These are programs that provide an opportunity for student engagement, as well as enterprise partnerships with communities and businesses in our own state and region. I'm honored to introduce our first video of 4 videos segments that showcase a few people that this campaign and the university has inspired. Throughout the days to come, we look forward to showing more inspiring stories and encourage you to share your stories as well on the campaign website. For now, let's take some time of remembrance and look at our inspiring Vandal family.
Well, our land-grant institution is one major institution, university in each state, set up under the Smith-Lever Act from Congress back in the 1800s. It serves as a flagship institution in most cases, the one that is responsible for offering agricultural training and research and extension programs across the state. I was able to benefit from that, both from the standpoint of my 4-H background. I worked for the Extension Service for 6 years as a state soil specialist. And my career at ORIDA, I started out in ag research, and we were huge users of University of Idaho potato research and extension programs, which benefited our growers. So I personally have benefited greatly from the university. The job affiliations I've had and my work at ORIDA also benefited greatly, and so I feel I'm connected at the hip with the institution.
My biggest passion for outdoor pursuits is whitewater kayaking. I've been doing it for 15 years. That was a big reason why I came to Idaho in the first place. Is this state is blessed with incredible whitewater, and that's an incredible legacy that I think it's incumbent on us to protect. What I'm learning here is giving me the tools to kind of engage in that. By having the opportunity to get a dual degree, a concurrent master's in JD, having a law and a science background lets you speak to both sides of the problem. And I think that's exactly what you need on the advocacy side. Otherwise, you're either a scientist struggling to come up to speed with the law, or you're a lawyer trying to come up to speed with the science, and I feel like I have a jump start on that.
What we need to be supporting here at University of Idaho and in our affiliated programs is teaching at the speed of research. And what I mean by that is exciting discoveries and research are happening every day at the university and with our partners all across the state and the world. And having teaching and education experiences move at the same pace is a vital 21st century skill in a global economy or a global workforce. And STEM education is important for students in Idaho and students everywhere to participate in the economies of tomorrow. And whether they're participating in those economies as producers or consumers, as employees or employers, it'll be increasingly imperative that they have the skills and literacies in science, technology, engineering, and math to make good decisions, to make new discoveries, and to enrich the quality of life for themselves and those around them.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome College of Education Dean Corinne Mantle-Bromley.
Good evening. We're all gathered tonight in one of the most recently updated facilities on campus, and what a transformation. Facilities are one of the cornerstone goals of the Inspiring Futures campaign. Facilities are such a key ingredient in every student's experience here at the University of Idaho, and we're doing our best to constantly improve and expand on our ability to offer the best education in the best facilities possible. Those friends and colleagues and workers in the College of Education know that some of the fixes to the College of Education that we need are pretty critical. While the state is helping us to fix some of the exterior structural issues, we're currently planning a lot of changes on the interior. We're currently planning a state-of-the-art technology center where students and faculty from across campus and where teachers from across the state can come and learn what it is possible to do to integrate technology into rich and flexible learning environments. And we must make sure that every classroom in the College of Education is as advanced as the best classrooms in the public schools across the state. Your gifts in support of our mission and goals to create learning environments where students flourish include the renovations to the Haddock Performance Hall in the Lionel Hampton School of Music, and of course, this wonderful facility, the Kibbe Dome. As we move toward our campaign goals and continue to create the best atmosphere for education, we will also address the need for an additional research facility to support world-class research. STEM education and research is a huge part of our success here, and we plan to grow our opportunities by constructing a new integrated research innovation center where discovery and collaborative research can continue to prosper, much like it already has in the labs you're about to see. Thank you for all that you do, for inspiring our students and inspiring many, many futures to come. Here is another member of our Vandal family who inspires science students and others every day. Let's watch.
We are the State University of Idaho. The best students come here, and the reason they come here is because they want the best opportunities in education. All our students, even if they're not the greatest in the classroom, but they're surviving, we get them in the lab. And that's really teaching them what physics is really about. Because coursework is just coursework. It's stuff you're building a foundation, so it really doesn't teach you how to do your trade. They get to work with millions of dollars worth of equipment. And when you tell them, oh, that piece of equipment is probably worth as much as your parents' house, and you get to go play with it, that's pretty cool. It's not too many people who get to go do a job where you get to just let your imagination go nuts. And that enthusiasm spills over to them, and it comes back to you, and it's just, the undergrads here, in my opinion, have the best of both worlds. They have a small college-type setting, but with world-class research. It helps them get into better schools. It helps them get jobs. I've had, for instance, engineers, undergraduate engineers work for me, and then based on their experience working with the equipment in my lab, they've gotten jobs at places like Hewlett-Packard and Micron. That's what we're trying to do. Because, for instance, if you're going to work with complex vacuum equipment that, let's say, HP uses in their inkjet processing, you can write it all down in a class and review it all you want, but until you've actually worked with it, you don't understand really what's involved with working with that type of equipment. So the hands-on experience is invaluable. That's an experience, an educational experience that goes beyond anything you could hope for at most state institutions. And our students go on to do things worldwide. I mean, they get recruited by the biggest universities in the country. And that's because our students come out of here really, really well prepared. Once you get a Vandal, you want more.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome College of Business and Economics Interim Dean and Professor of Finance, Mario Reyes.
Thank you. Good evening. I am extremely excited to have all of you here to be part of this historic celebration for the future of our students, nation, and world. I am honored to be introducing the next video that highlights our great faculty here at the University of Idaho, our university. I joined the faculty in the College of Business and Economics in 1985, sight unseen, and on a mutually agreed upon one-year visiting contract. Imagine a young couple who grew up in Manila, Philippines, with a population of over 7 million, followed by years in New Orleans, driving to Moscow on US 195 from Spokane. It felt like driving on a road to nowhere. But during the next 9 months, we realized how fortunate we were to be at this great university and community. 26 years later, we find ourselves eternally thankful to the late Randy Byers, then department head of business, for contacting me about an opportunity to join the faculty in the college. The connections I've personally made with the students and alumni over the years are second to none. I wake up every day excited to go to campus and do my job. My University of Idaho has a very special place in my heart. We have outstanding students and programs here, and we also have world-class faculty who are passionate about their student-centered teaching and impactful scholarship, outreach, and engagement. Many of our faculty could easily be teaching and/or conducting research elsewhere. They are that good. But they chose to stay at the University of Idaho because of the high-quality programs and students. But more importantly, they choose to stay because of the support and engagement of our alumni and friends. In the next video, you will see some of our award-winning and world-class faculty on campus. Professor John Lawrence is from the College of Business and Economics and teaches in our executive MBA program in Coeur d'Alene. And Professor Kim Barnes is a respected Pulitzer-nominated writer with our creative writing program. There are many John Lawrences and Kim Barnes at U of I, and many of you are here with us tonight. Let us take a look.
One of the things I really like is the ability to work across the different disciplines within the college as well as within the university, and that's actually one of the things that attracted me here was at a lot of schools you go and you focus on one very narrow thing and you spend your career doing that, and there's a little more flexibility here. I've been able to grow into different opportunities and work with a lot of different people in a lot of different disciplines, and that's been a lot of fun. I think that makes the university, I mean, that's somewhat unique from traditional land-grant large universities in terms of that personal involvement that students have with their professors. One of the reasons I like to give to educational organizations is I feel there's this multiplier effect that I give to the University of Idaho, and they do something that has an impact with lots of different students, and those students go out and they use that to have a greater impact. Giving to the university changes, it changes people's lives, and it changes what the university can do. It changes us from a good university to a great university. What we're trying to do with our students is inspire them to create their own future. I think with globalization and the changes in technology, that somebody who only has a high school education is just going to struggle to be really successful. The idea that the work we do at the University of Idaho, both in terms of collectively educating our students and sending them out into the world, as well as the cutting-edge research we do, really will reshape the future that our kids grow up in.
My husband, the poet Robert Wrigley, and I, he teaches here as well. He teaches poetry. We have made a very conscious decision to stay here. For me, the University of Idaho offers things that I simply can't get as a faculty and community member anywhere else. If you have something in mind where you want to think outside the box as a student, you will find support for it here and make it happen. With the stellar faculty and research and creative development that we have going on here, it's like you get the best of both worlds. We work very hard to foster that sense of community and working together towards shared goals. We want one another to succeed. We want the students to succeed. Coming out of a university isn't just about your future. It's about the future of the people around you. For progress to be made in any other area, it requires first and foremost that progress be made at the level of education. That is the bedrock. That is the foundation for every other progress and innovation.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome University of Idaho Civil Engineering student Ashley Vincent.
Hello, good evening. What an honor to speak to such a crowd. Growing up in a rural western Montana community and attending a tiny school, my aspirations often seemed oversized and out of place. I had dreams of a tremendous career, of world travel, and of making a significant contribution to society. A university of education was always an essential component of this vision for my future. When it came time to choose a college, I was thorough and selective. My first interaction with the University of Idaho came by mail, in the form of a letter offering a strong academic program and financial support that would put it within my reach. My first visit to the University of Idaho came in the summer of 2008. I encountered a beautiful campus, ambient enthusiasm, and most strikingly, an embracing atmosphere. I distinctly remember walking down Rayburn Street by the Kibbe Dome, overlooking campus, with Bruce Pittman, and to have the Dean of Students taking his time to introduce one wide-eyed freshman to campus was truly remarkable. Yet it's completely consistent with the spirit of this university. This university has been a bridge for me. The University of Idaho's unique character allows it to take students from any background and propel them into any future that they want to work towards. I, for example, came from a place where cattle far outnumber people. The sunrise is my alarm clock, and my horse, Ginger, is my coworker. Since coming to the University of Idaho, I have learned and competed across the country. I've studied in the United Kingdom through the Fulbright program. I've worked in technology policy in Washington, D.C. I am inspired by the Vandals who came before me, not only for their impressive accomplishments, but also for their willingness to give so freely to impact the lives of students. The financial support provided through scholarships makes all the difference in the world for so many of us who seek to follow in your footsteps. We are immensely grateful for the support and for the sense of community here. There clearly exist generations of strong and lasting connections founded in meaningful University of Idaho educations. We are a community not just of students, alumni, faculty, staff, and donors, but of Vandals who share and embrace our spirit and legacy of leadership. Let's take a look at a few more members of the Vandal family.
A lot of the kids that go to University of Idaho on the scholarships I established there are first in their generation, first in their families to ever go to college. To me, that's the greatest thing of all, really. I think it just it kind of opens up the world to them in the first place. You know, like some of the kids on the scholarships that I set up come from just little small towns, and you know, and they haven't really ever traveled or seen much, and so when they come to University of Idaho, they're suddenly boom, they're in this brand new environment with kids from all over the place and doing all sorts of different things, and so immediately their mind opens up and they start soaking this in. That's what it's all about. They grow and hopefully keep growing. Anything you do, to help young people, especially students, further their education, you just can't go wrong. Even if you're just helping one person, even just a little bit, giving $100, to giving $100 million. So in other words, everybody can pitch in. There are an awful lot of unsung heroes out there that are doing an awful lot that nobody even knows about. It makes you feel really great because you know you're doing something that's valuable and you're helping somebody out. The best reward is how you feel yourself, I mean, if you feel really good to say, well, by golly, I did something worthwhile, so it's kind of a nice feeling.
Universities are one of those unique places and times in your life where you're sort of buffered from some of the harsher realities of the rest of the world, but still aware of them. So it sort of gives you this freedom to just explore this idea or concept that, outside of that setting is too risky or too scary to look into, but you have just enough of a safety net that you can come up with the answer that impacts the world. I think in my personal life story and my experience, things don't always go the way you plan. I've been in and out of schools and trying to get where I wanted to, and then having some setback and having to go focus somewhere else. I wasn't sure I would ever get to the point where I was looking at finishing and getting my degree, and there are so many people who have gotten me to this point, and I couldn't begin to thank you, because this is a time of my life that is forever going to define who I am.
Well, I think I was like most students. I really was homesick the first year. Well, that's just the way it was. But I got over that pretty quick, and then I did everything there was to do. Being a house manager, and then ended up being president before I graduated. I was in the School of Business. They called it Extractive Industries, I think, at that time, but fancy name like that. But nevertheless, the ag courses were important, no question. Because my father being in the livestock business, sheep principally and cattle too, why I planned on going home and being in the same business. Youth needs to go to college, to a university. That's the only way to achieve. There are a lot of people end up being self-made without that, but by and large, why education is extremely important. So I have given scholarships, and it gives me a lot of pleasure to do so. Then when the students themselves come personally and thank you, that's another pleasure right there. That's what it's all about, making friends, the way I see it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage President Dwayne Nellis, joined by Ruthie Nellis, Richard and Sharon Allen, and Jeffrey and Christine Stoddard.
Joining us now is the University Chorus and some of the talented students that you met earlier tonight. These students came to the University of Idaho with a spark, a passion to improve their lives and the lives of others through education. Because of the support of alumni, donors, and friends like you, we are able to give these students the resources they need to fan their spark into flames. You are lighting the way for these students to become the future leaders of Idaho, the nation, and the world. Just as the light of these candles can spread from a single source and illuminate this entire room, the influence of your gifts to the University of Idaho spreads from the students you're supporting or the program that you give to, and this impacts us all. As these lights grow, so does the reach of the university. We have inspired the futures of more than 100,000 graduates since 1889, and with your help, we will continue to light the way for many generations to come. Will you all please stand and join us in the singing of the Alma Mater, led by Dr. Michael Murphy and the University Chorus.
Wow, what a night. It has been our pleasure to be a part of this very special and inspiring evening.
Indeed, this has been a great evening. I believe that working together, we can make this campaign a huge success. Starting tomorrow, there's much to do, and together we can get it done. On behalf of all of us here tonight and everyone at Idaho's flagship university, Thank you for attending.
Good night.
Go Vandals!